The Guangdong Freaks have responded well to the Corki. Like, they knew it was a possibility. They knew it was going to be something that would be very strong, especially into the Aphelios. As you mentioned, it glares at you, even before it's locked in. You can see it. You can feel how the draft is going to be made around this. But they've drafted something that can give them a pretty nice edge going into the mid-game. They slow down the Corki with the Syndra in mid lane if Fate plays it correctly. One of our best Syndra players here in the LCK.
Yep. Brilliant. I like how on your side, she's American, and on my side, she's Australian, when she's definitely Korean. Vista going to throw out the door. Especially if Gwen has the mana to work with, so...
Ooh, Elim though.
Yeah, let's see whether Karas is going to survive this one. Okay. Can he land the Q is the question.
Oh, if you back there, he does.
Yeah.
He 100% does.
Here we go. Hoyt's going to come through, gets the stun. Valkyrie comes in, and Karas plays it pretty well, but is going to get taken down in the end. Pretty difficult when it's 1 versus 3. That was still a lot of limit testing here as the Q comes through, and Ellen is going to comfortably help Fate pick up the kill with the gameplay button.
That's why I said pick Syndra or Azir. You have the kill pressure on the Corki. They've killed him twice now. They forced early backs. He is 20 CS, 23 CS down. They're going to have that opportunity here.
Yep.
And I think Guangdong Freaks should not give this up. Like, it's definitely a winnable fight for them. One they should take.
Let's see whether they can win this fight towards the top side of the map here as well, as Dudu throwing out the needlework. Keen gonna press his Q button, but remember, has ult. Great stun to come down from Fate as well, as there is no mist available, and Dudu is real dead. Keen calls his friends and is able to get this one done as on fleek. There's the package from Karas as well, as Keen has his passive available. Let's see whether he can escape with his life. Vista moves on up, and Keen is going to survive for now. On fleek, not so lucky, as Harmalife Esports lose 2, and Teddy's just stealing plates in the mid lane.
This is a fight that Harmalife Esports should not have been that willing to take. Nice block.
That. Nice.
He blocks it. They have control here over the top side of the map. Now, Dudu does have teleport.
Yeah, I'm also quite curious, but this is quite a large advantage now starting to stack up as Keen now fighting against Dudu. Let's see whether this ultimate button is going to need to be pressed. The flash comes through. Keen, I don't know whether he necessarily needed to do that, and he's losing out on this one big time. Another fight happens here towards the bottom side of the map, and it's way better for Guangdong Freaks this time around. Vista doesn't have 2 doors, so he can't block his behind. As now on fleek, Wind becomes lightning, comes in there. Phenomenal hook from Hoyt, who's playing so much better today. Even able to use the stopwatch to try and keep himself alive, but the knock-up comes in and on fleek gets 1 back. But a 2-for-1, you'll take that.
Yeah, almost saved there by the stopwatch. Very impressive play from Hoyt, who's definitely looking cleaner and cleaner as the weeks go by. Excuse me. And
Ellen waiting off to the side as Dudu is going to get this turret, right? That is actually more value for him. In a turret is possibly going to get a few shots, but no. Keen is now going to rotate over. You can see Guangdong Freaks desperately trying to have positional advantage on this one. Elam off to the side. Let's see whether he can get into the back of the pit and lock this one down. It's likely he can. The execute damage definitely great as in we go. There's the package. Fate taking so much damage from it, but does make it over the wall. Mid lanes are traded. That's a 1-for-1 so far as Keen soaking so much aggro, and it's a double kill now for Teddy. Certainly good news if you're a Guangdong Freaks fan, as on fleek. He's got himself a smite, but Elam's here as well, and I don't think they're going to make that one work, as it's Teddy that locks it down, of all people. Q going to connect there from Elam as well as the stopwatch comes in, and Elam resonating strike not available. Vista able to weather that one, but a sonic wave. A next one is going to connect. Dredge line comes through as well from Hoyt, who's on fleek, has to get out of there, but Teddy says absolutely not on my watch, as he picks up yet another kill. This Aphelios is so massively fed, and they have the soul point. Of course, Corki kind of mitigates that by killing you. You don't have enough regen to get you out of the death chamber. As in goes Hoyt yet again, finds another hook, as a great kick lands 3 knockups, as well as Keen dives into the backline. Sumd is real dead. As Keen has his ultimate, he's going to be able to keep himself alive, spins his way out and says, thank you very much. Another kill for Teddy as he's now flashing forward, looking for even more. Fate finds so much, as look at these health bars. Keen is now a Vitamizer as he tears them apart. Inner turret falls down and Guangdong Freaks will win this game.
That is going to be it. That's all you need. You needed one more team fight here, a clean one, and it comes through. Hoyt has really improved quite a lot. No longer the timid support who was making errors in lane and never engaging correctly. Put this guy on the Nautilus more often. He looks fantastic on it. And they're looking to push as much as they can here. We're still sub 30 minutes, which in this meta feels very, very early. and they will have to walk away. Now they're just going to start the Baron up here. Life Esports are rushing through, but again, Karis is not in position to poke while they take this.
And there's no package available either for the Corki. This is going to be a turn as Elm going to connect the Q onto OnFleek. Remember, he does have his ultimate available, but the Nautilus has already gone down. Moonlight Vigil to do a little bit of damage, but not quite enough as the Needlework comes down as well. Fate very, very low. And now without Hoyt, without their engage, it's going to be a difficult time. They're going to need to use the depth charge as well. As soon as this Corki comes in, they have to try and lock him down. It's in fact Hoyt that's going to start this one off. A very defensive package is not great news as Dudu has to go golden immediately. The Elder Drake is now ripping through Harm Life as Scat of the Week will get rid of the Gwen. And now the disengage is perfect. They've reformed up. And Kwangdong Freak can now go in 4 versus 5 with the advantage. Elder is going to reset for the moment as Kwangdong just looking for the fight. Keen finds the back line as there's a bit of a kickback. LM going to get taken down low as Karis will get hooked. He grabs the kill onto Hoyt and is now trying to back away, but I don't think he's going to survive. As now Keen with no ultimate fighting against OnFleek here, but the Corki is dead and that is so much of the damage taken down. Teddy on the flank here as well. Let's see whether he survives, and of course he will. He's got a stopwatch. And Vesta, Santa Claus is going to have to walk away. No presence this year as 2 inhibitors do go down. And now it's all over but the Cryon, to be perfectly honest. They've got Exodia, they have the Baron buff, they have the Elder, they have the Soul. And there is Moonlight Vigil as well as Karis. I don't know whether the Fountain will save you from that one. It's so much damage here. As Ellen makes his way out, Keen trying to do a little bit more as there's the depth charge. We were waiting for that one. Dude is going to go golden, but the Nexus just, I don't know, disappears. It was so much damage, and Quantum Freaks will walk away with game 1.
And even though Dudu got that nice lead over Keen and way out damaged him because he's Gwen, he wasn't able to turn it into anything. And unfortunately, Kwangdong Freaks gave Keen 4 assists shortly after that, and then Keen started running away with the side lane. The only advantage Dudu really held was his teleport. That was the only thing he was ever able to threaten Keen with was, okay, I'll get a turret and then also beat you there. But it wasn't. How the Tryndamere went. It's a full run back.
I want this to be the change. I want this to be the change. Just try the Jax this time. That's what they were working out last time around.
It's like exactly the same. He covers the Jax and still picks up
Tryndamere. Oh my god, it is! Oh my god. And the crowd goes wild.
Oh boy.
All right, so now I guess you and I will go and grab some lunch and we'll just replay the last game. Congrats on the 2-0 Kwangdong Freaks. We'll see you guys after about a 3-hour break. Keen making some pretty big blunders in the early laning phase and really falling behind the curve. Having to go back early was definitely a problem. He has opted once again to go towards that Flash and the Ghost, so does not have that teleport available.
Samdi off guard because the support is not here.
That's a flash in. Teddy looking for some Gravitum stuns as well, and that is going to lock down Samdi. He's real dead, and that's first blood going to Teddy. The bad news begins early here for Life Esports. And so they're like, all right, well, I expect he's going to do that. And Samdi's like, oh no, he waited in the brush this whole time? What the heck? Well, now the adaptation is on Keen. He is going to flash, does have the Ghost running as well as Elm is going to move on in. The Needlework comes down as Elm doesn't have the kick, but is enough to deter Life Esports. And Keen is actually going to walk back and try and get some of this experience. The plate goes in as Elm now landing the Q onto OnFleek. They have to get out of the way of the turret as they are going to be able to lock down the kill. Another Q comes in for Keen. And he keeps himself alive, and yep. Now Fate's level 6 as well, some gameplay ready as he throws out the ulti and does get the stun as well. That is 2 very easy kills here for Kwangdong Freaks, and this one started even better than game 1.
Yeah, it's definitely a stronger start here for Kwangdong Freaks now.
Because, you know, they have English accents in ancient Rome. As, okay, in goes Elm, now gets the kickback, and yeah, Vista once again, doors in the wrong spot as he got transferred all the way across the map. Oh, Keen is over here, does have ulti and Ghost available. Another hook is going to connect as Hoyt immediately flashes out. Doesn't want to get stunned up. They do manage to secure the Rift Herald.
Time to evacuate.
Those stuns come on in here as now OnFleek looking for the re-engage. Health advantage most definitely there as Keen has the ulti running, but he's not really doing too much with it. Rocket lands just that little bit too late. Super Mega Death Rocket going to get the spinning slash out, so good grabs the cooldown.
They are really fighting to set up for this Rift Herald. Kwangdong is, and no package, so Life Esports is a bit of a questionable engage.
Well, yeah, it's going to be Hoyt going down very, very low. He's in the bouncing castle, and he is just going to fall. Let's see whether anything can be brought back as Moonlight Vigil comes through, but it's It's going to be denied by a door and some mist. And that means that Shirley should go down here. Quandong Freaks just losing their support and not actually finding any advantage. Chicken's not going to be the option here for Keen right now as Hoyt dives in once again. Does manage to go golden as now Keen gets himself into the back line. Samdi getting taken down low as the ulti is running. The flash from Keen manages to lock down the Jinx here before he does eventually fall. It's a 1-for-1 trade, though, and I don't think Jinx is necessarily the biggest target, as in goes LM and manages to find on fleek. Teddy also able to get the Calibrum Q snipes as well, and this means it should be sole point for Quandong Freaks, but Life Esports, maybe a little bit of fight still left in them. The mist goes in, but now Dudu won't have that for the re-engage possibility. Teddy is so healthy.
No big ones for Karis. He's just out of rockets here.
As Teddy does finish it off by poking her in the eye. Ellen now clearing out some vision around this area as Hoyt lands yet another hook, but he is going to die for it. I'm not sure whether that's exactly what you wanted there, Hoyt. Maybe getting a little bit overly excited as the Moonlight Vigil does come down, and Vista almost just straight up dies from what feels like incidental damage. Fate moves on in, but maybe a little bit late. As Quandong Freaks, yeah, that wasn't quite as coordinated as we've come to expect.
And also Hoyt is very much a happy trigger finger this game.
Yeah.
Last game they had a lot more follow-up coordination, and his team was behind him a lot more, so they also had a bigger lead. So
I mean, I don't think hooking underneath the turret's ever really going to do it. It's -1 in the chat. Fate now as well is going to get discovered here by Karis. He takes a fair bit of damage, but does survive for the moment. LM is over here, though. Doesn't have his kick available. And now Teddy going to get snagged by a Super Mega Death Rocket. LM is so incredibly low as Karis is the target here for Teddy, but he's trolled by vision. The door is set up and Dudu will say goodbye. And Quandong Freaks are, they're falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, this is really, I mean, you had no right to be here right now against a grouped up Life Esports that you know was here.
Let's see who's going to be able to lock this one down. It's all about this Hextech Drake. It will be so valuable for these teams. Sonic Wave not actually enough range as Hoyt goes in yet again. This time Keen is there for the follow-up as Karis goes golden off on the backside. That is a kickback for Samdi. There is no real response. Karis gets himself out as now Keen dashes on top of him. The Corki has been destroyed and Keen's even able to get out of there. Teddy's at full health once again. Vista extraordinarily low, but Samdi, he still has the damage available. Can they get Ellen back towards this fight? And the answer looks like it's going to be yes, as the man advantage is there for Quandong Freaks.
Keen's here too. He doesn't have his ultimate, but he's a Tryndamere, so he can get into the back line. And Life Esports have to give this up, and it's a huge Corki error of positioning. Like, Karis is standing.
Yeah, and if Ellen gets a good delivery here, it's real dangerous. Hoyt going to come on through as Teddy putting down these Sentinels, and there's the CC. Karis throws the package out, but he immediately just evacuates the area. Keen dashes out of this fight as well as the hook is going to go wide as Teddy was fishing for it, but doesn't quite get there. Samdi going to lock down the kill on the jungler, though, as Karis in trouble. There's Twin Blades on this Tryndamere, though, and he's also got an ultimate. He'll be absolutely fine. Depth charge onto Samdi, and there is the follow-up from Teddy as well as he lands the Q snipe. It's actually the Syndra that grabs the kill, and Quandong Freaks. Oh man, this game has been an absolute roller coaster. Where's KT? As Quandong finally do manage to win this fight.
I think that Life Esports are letting the emotions get the better of him here as Dudu wants to try to turn one back, but he will go down here after this mist evaporates. He's even going to use his stopwatch. He just has to buy time. He has to buy time if he can.
Well, Kane's actually going to die. As, they all kind of bailed from the situation. Dudu is real scary. And King without ult is a real worry, as now we're going to look for the fight onto Teddy. He just kills him.
And Hoyt's
Dudu
low.
is a one-man army.
Hoyt's low. He's not going to be able to catch him here. He's going to evacuate himself. Doesn't know what else is going on the map. Has very limited information. You know, a Tryndamere on the left side looking for the flank. And now Karis finally, for the first time, is on the opposite side of the fight as the Tryndamere. So this should be your opportunity to hit some rockets.
Well, he definitely needs to. Those ones sidestepped really nicely here from Quandong Freaks. As Hoyt taking a bit of damage, Moonlight Vigil comes in. The Crescent Guard goes down as well. Hoyt, I think, managed to do enough work there, but is going to go down very, very early as OnFleek going to dive on top of Fate, but he just explodes. Teddy grabs that kill, but it's Samdi that locks down the Cinder as well. LM at half health, but Keen's at full. He has his flash available. Can he be the hero? Teddy just swoops in and obliterates him. The kickback now onto Dudu gets him out of this fight completely. Karras is dead once again as Keen dealt with him offside.
So you feel great as Kwangdong Freaks. You're like, yeah, just sit it out. Fine. Whatever. If you guys are going to do it. Now, Hanwha feel the pressure. Okay, we have to start this. And this is when Kwangdong Freaks are going to engage. Keen, once again, just untouched on the side.
Yep, Teddy going to take a lot of damage there. That's the rocket that needs to land. As the Baron is going to go over to Hanwha Esports, but can they win the fight? Immediately, both carries are just absolutely dead. Teddy's at half health, but it doesn't really matter. Keen presses the R button. That makes him absolutely immortal. And Teddy, once again, just dashing forward. And it doesn't matter if you have 3 Barons if you lose the 50 gold in your Nexus.
Yeah, that's all that matters at the very end. And once again, Keen just runs away with it. He and the Syndra here are able to lock down carries so easily. Teddy is ready to pop anybody who's in range of him. And Hanwha Esports grossly, I think, misunderstand how to play this Corki comp. Game 1, failed the early game to make sure the Corki can actually get his items online. And in Game 2, they have a really stable, easy mid-game. They're ahead when we reach the 25-30 minute mark, but they cannot stick the landing. They can't hit the Corki rockets. The positioning has problems. And Kwangdong Freaks show.
It was actually Teddy that was the only one really just...
He did less damage than the Syndra. Okay, tell me that's not low.
I mean, that is actually really low. That's not what I was expecting, to be honest. I saw a lot of those rockets miss, but it's Corki, right? He just should inherently do 30k.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation, joined by Teddy Keen from Kwangdong Freaks. Congratulations! You're wrapping up first round robin with a winning streak. And Teddy, you are the first place on the side of Kwangdong Freaks in terms of the POG standings. So how do you feel? I'm happy that we are on a winning streak and also that I got a POG. And finally, Keen, you got your first POG of the split. You have always been a savior for Kwangdong Freaks, so how do you feel winning the POG today? It's been a very long while since I did an interview, so I'm so nervous. And this was the final match of the first round robin, and this would determine the standings at the end of the first round robin. So what kind of strategy did you prepare against Hanwha Esports? We tried to kind of figure out what the opponents were going to first pick. However, they actually decided to go with first pick Sinjao, so we just wanted to lock in Aphelios as our first pick. I think the draft was starting really good for us. Kwangdong Freaks, you guys stumped Hanwha Esports for sure. What kind of aspect of Kwangdong Freaks has stepped up so far? I think our teamwork, has improved compared to, the previous matches. So I think teamwork was the most important key for us. Yeah, I mean, like the roam play and the skirmish, the team fights were on point from Kwangdong Freaks. And I heard that clean calls were actually the key to your success as well, having less calls. Tell us about that as well. Because every laner was making calls, it actually confused LM, so we wanted to help him out. And we wanted to kind of get removed of some unnecessary calls. And Teddy, you are popping off an Aphelios in game number 1. And I think a lot of AD carriers are now seeing Aphelios as a top-tier champion. I think Aphelios, with the Gravitum, is really strong in lane. And also the AoE damage from the ult during the team fight is really good. He can also melt down the tanks in the front line, so that combo is also so good. However, the game number 1 POG vote was actually 6-5, competing against Hoyt as well. What do you want to say over to Hoyt? His initiations, his engages were so good. Nautilus in game number 1, so I thought he would be the POG as well, but I really appreciate this POG vote over to me as well. And Kian, we were so shocked by the game number 2 pick and ban, The ban was exactly the same, the picks were exactly the same, so what did the Kwangdong Freaks teammates and the coaching staff react to that? I mean, we didn't see that coming, to be honest. So I think we were the rest of the players are having a good time, but I was having some hard times in game number 1, so I was a little bit nervous heading into the same matchup on the top lane. So yeah, so why did you decide to play Tryndamere once again? I mean, because Dudu was so good in game 1, I was like, should I play it? But looking at the enemy's comp, I kind of thought that I have to play Tryndamere. However, as Corki hit the power spike, game number 2 was slightly getting a lot closer. So how did you decide to kind of deal with that super fed Corki? Even if we let them play Corki, we were confident that we're going to win. But in game, our plan was to just dodge all the skills and initiate fight really well. That was it. So we have a highlight clip prepared, a super play with a collaboration of Keen and Teddy right here. So let's take a look. Tell us about this fight. So Xin got 102-0. So they didn't have any front line, but they were all grouped up. So I was like, yeah, we should just go. And then Kiin just goes right in. And then he was opening the follow-up team fight, so it was so good. Great. And also, this is a really good start for the second round robin as well. Your first opponent of the second round will be Frederick Freon. And this is your chance to get your revenge. Yeah, well, I hope we can, play better in round 2. And we will do our best. What about you, Kiin? In round 2, I hope to come back stronger with better performance, and we will keep working hard. And this will be the end of the interview from Kiin, Teddy from Kwangdong Freaks, and back to the analyst carpet space. Thank you.